Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto, at his strongest, was sent to another timeline. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, stay in tune for there's what ifs coming your way over Anime King 3 and Anime King. That's right, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, Naruto revealed that he's been in contact with Sasuke the entire time, which caught Jiraiya completely off guard, as he's been hunting for the snake this entire time and Naruto knew where they were. Well, he didn't know exactly where they were, but Jiraiya decided to follow up on the lead as Naruto and him both made their way. They arrived there as Orochimaru was not there though, as they once again lost him as he was able to leave the place before they arrived, as the slipper bastard slipped through their fingers once again. Some time passed as they returned back to Konoha, as Harrison greeted the pair, as he asked Jiraiya how was things on the training trip, as Jiraiya believed that the Akatsuki will be the ones to be running from Naruto the next time they show their face, as he had tested Naruto personally, and he could fully say that Naruto was able to hold himself against the Akatsuki members. So with that, Naruto returned back home, as he greeted all of the girls as they were there, as he also met up with Team 8 as well. The news had spread by now about him and who exactly was his parents, so there was no more hidden information about him. But the Akatsuki decided to strike as they went towards the sand, so Naruto and his team headed towards there as they met up with Temari. As Naruto saw someone that surprised him, it was Pakura. The Pakura from his timeline, which didn't make any sense, as her and Naruto was rather close, but she died in his timeline, and Naruto kind of went berserk with the previous chakra that was before him and Kurama became close friends, as she told that she ended up here a few years ago, the exact same time where she died in her own timeline. But Naruto could not remember dying, so how did he came here? His memories were still foggy on that. As the group decided to make their way in the mission, the Akatsuki members really didn't stand that much of a chance, now that Pakura was there to help out Lady Chiyo and Sakura, as Naruto went after Gaara, who was being taken by Deidara, as Naruto evaporated the sky with lightning, literally raining Deidara out. As the body of Gaara was recovered by Guy and Lee, Chiyo ended up risking her life to bring him back because the tail beast was taken and he was killed. So Gaara was once again alive, and with that, they made their way to Konoha to explain a few things, as Naruto talked to the Jonin senseis, who still didn't believe that he was from an alternate timeline, so he had Fukazaku explain to them, as they were shocked. Why would the Toad lie to them? That was their big reason, so they kind of believe him now. They got information on Orochimaru from Sasuke, well Sakura did, as it was a sign of goodwill of them defeating him. So with that, the group moved out, as Naruto was there along with the mission. Kabuto sliced right through the transformation, revealing Yamato, as Naruto did not waste any time as he went after Orochimaru as he knocked him into the forest. Realizing that Orochimaru was rather hard to kill, Naruto asked him if he incinerated his entire body, would he be able to recover from that? But Orochimaru simply chuckled, as he told Naruto that he wouldn't even get the chance to do so, as he was not strong enough. As Naruto merely smiled at that, So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across to a place and check it out for yourself. So this will begin this new episode. Orochimaru flipped through hands before he spewed hot, scalding flames from his mouth. As the roaring flames that seemed to burn the very earth as they moved came towards the blonde who stood there, undeterred by the flames. Before they could reach him though, chains erupted from the ground. They twist in mid-air, lashing out as they shred the fire attack to pieces. With the threat eliminated, the chains shot towards Orochimaru with increased speed. The Sanin thought quickly as he created a mud clone as he swapped with it as he went underground. The clone slammed both hands on the ground as a massive wall with a strange face appeared out of the ground. But the chain split in two as they shot around the massive wall, going towards the mud clone. There was a loud splat as the chains eviscerated Orochimaru mud clone. As the chains returned back, the real Orochimaru burst from the earth. A sword extended from his mouth to Kusanagi as it stabbed right through Naruto. As Naruto looked down, but instead of blood, water started to gush out of the wound. Finally, said the real Naruto behind him. Now we can do this. Water release. Dragon water bullets, said Naruto. Half a dozen water dragons emerged as their eyes were glowing yellow. But Naruto was not done yet. If you survive this, send me a memo, he said. As Naruto's body burst into water as he vanished. Orochimaru looked towards the dragon as he saw a seal appear on each of their neck. As he also saw a massive seal array underwater beneath him. The Sanin leaped away as he landed on a tree. He had no idea what was coming or what was going to happen next. The water that was there divided as it rushed towards each of the dragons. As the water receded, it showed completely dry soil underneath it. It was sucking the water from everywhere. But that wasn't the main show. The dragons all got additional limbs, arms that slammed into the ground. As they rose up, all of them sneering at him. Orochimaru's eyes went wide as he saw them open their mouth. And there was a seal there. As they started to spew fire towards him. What the hell? That is what Orochimaru thought. That he might have been in over his head in this fight. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki was abnormally powerful, and his strength doesn't really correspond with his age. It made no sense. Hell, the seals that you were using, allowing the water dragons to spew fire, look more complicated than the ones that Jiraiya ever used before. As he ducked under a jet of fire, the dragon sliced right through as Orochimaru moved. As he looked towards a tree that got ripped in half. One hit from the claw would seriously injure him, and the fire did not look nice either. How the hell did a water dragon spew fire anyway? He noticed that the seal on the back of their neck pulsed before they released fire out of the seal in their mouth. Those seals were giving them life and the ability to breathe goddamn fire. As he pulled the kunai and slapped the explosive tag on it as he launched it, the kunai multiplied in mid-air as a barrage of explosions came down on the dragons. When the smoke cleared, Orochimaru saw that two of the dragons had collapsed into puddle of waters. That might have been an achievement only for the two puddle of water to merge into another dragon, as that made it 3 times as large. And then something crazy happened. Wings emerged on their backs. You've got to be kidding me, said Orochimaru. As Orochimaru flashed through hands and summoned Manda. Meanwhile, Kabuto was already having a difficult time against Sakura, Sai, and Yamato, fighting him all together. He heard a bang as he turned his head to see Manda appeared. The place then shook violently as the explosion went off. Kabuto frowned at this. It seems I should take my leave, he said. Hell no, you're not getting away until we get Sasuke back. Sakura says she cocked her fist back and moved. No one anticipated there was Orochimaru appeared out of nowhere and grabbed Kabuto. We're leaving, Kabuto, he said. There is no reason to remain. The Kyuubi brat was much stronger than I presumed, as the both of them vanished in a quick speed. The group saw Naruto leaning, as he was just leaning there on a tree. Really thought the water animation dragon technique would have finished him off. Maybe I should use the earth one next time, said Naruto. Or maybe you should have blown him up yourself, said Kurama. I'll kill him eventually, said Naruto. Probably next time. That way, he's gone and not a part of the plot anymore. Seeing that he doesn't really amount to anything, What? Said Kurama. Never mind, said Naruto. Alright, I know where they're heading. Follow me, said Naruto. Naruto, wait, said Yamato. I was briefed on your condition, but should we really keep on going? Yes, Sasuke is waiting, and he would be pissed if I take too long, said Naruto. As Naruto moved off, as the group followed behind him. Time skip. Orochimaru's base. As Naruto looked around, and everyone wondered why he looked so pale, said Naruto, as he looked at the dreary, depressing base. After speaking with Sai about something regarding Naruto's brother, Naruto let Sakura run around as she started to search for Sasuke. In Naruto's honest opinion, running around and opening every door in a creepy, pedophile base was not a really smart idea. Who knows what was inside? As Naruto activates Sage Mode, as he found Sasuke, as the group decided to follow him, since he seemed to know where he was going. Before he paused, as he sensed Orochimaru. Give me a moment, said Naruto, as he made his way off. The group looking visibly confused, until they heard a series of explosions. As Naruto returned, looking absolutely fine. What was that, said Yamato. Not important, said Naruto. Alright. As Naruto stopped in front of a door, he was about to knock until the door was kicked open, forcing Naruto to move. As the door slammed into the wall, as the Uchiha came walking out, he was wearing green snowy pants, a black shirt, a grey jacket over his shirt, and a necklace with the Uchiha fan on it. It looked much better than what he was wearing last time, Naruto thought to himself. You, said Sasuke. Let's get out of here. Hey, that's my line, said Naruto, as he bumped fists with the Uchiha. You're right, let's go. I'm going to detonate this place. Orochimaru is dead anyway. You got him? Said Sasuke. Yeah, I sealed him within my body, and then had Kurama eat him, said Naruto. That was entertaining to watch. He tastes disgusted. Screw you, said Kurama. Yamato blinked as he scratched his head. So that is what that was, he said to himself, as he remembered the explosions a moment ago. As Naruto paused, hey. As he looked around, I sensed something. Another chakra signature that is unique. And Uzumaki? A terrified look came on Sasuke's face. Oh god, please no. She's the worst as one of them all. As Naruto glanced towards Uchiha, even in sound they were fangirls. As he was quite amused with the idea, Sasuke looked around before his eyes settled on the still shaking Sakura, who couldn't believe that he was actually here. Sakura-chan, you and I are together, alright? It's the only way to ward her off. Sakura's jaw dropped as she was shaking, as Sasuke put a hand around her waist and pulled her close, as her face went beet red, unable to speak at the moment. I'll be right back, said Naruto as he walked off, making his way down the hall. As Sai raised an eyebrow, I'm very confused on these interactions. From what my book told me, none of these make any sense. Meanwhile, Naruto started to whistle as he walked down the hallway where the chakra was coming from. As he deactivated Sage Mode, as he reached to open the door, until something pushed the door back and slammed right into him, as the person was hugging him. Hugs are nice, Naruto thought to himself. Crushing hugs not so much. They kind of hurt after a while as he looked down to see a girl, bright red hair and glasses, as she was wearing disheveled clothing. Hello? Are you alright? Said Naruto. As this was rather strange, no one just like him like that. They usually talk to him first before any interactions occur. I'm fine, she said. She looked up at him, as Naruto took notice of her odd red eyes. You're a chakra. It feels so delicious, she said. Naruto blinked, confused. Did you just say my chakra feels delicious? She nodded. Yes, my name is Karin. I'm a sensor and your chakra is very delicious, she said. It's the most magnificent chakra I ever felt before. She pushed him as she sat right on his waist. You know, I really shouldn't ask at this point, said Naruto. Are you Uzumaki? He said. Yes. Why? She said. That's why you can feel my chakra so well. You must be one of the last Uzumaki sensors, said Naruto, as she looked rather surprised. Oh yeah, I'm Uzumaki too, said Naruto. I have their special storm release bloodline. Her eyes widened. I never thought I would find another one, she said. Yeah, I got information on your sealing practice as well. Do you have any knowledge on that? Said Naruto. I have some knowledge about sealing, but not much, she said. The Uzumaki's kind of died out, you know. How could I not? As Naruto looked down, look, this could be very fun and all, but I gotta take Sasuke back to the Leaf Village before Kabuto strikes. She tilted her head. What about Orochimaru? Killed him, said Naruto. Seriously? Yeah. Wow. I get that a lot, said Naruto. You're from the Hidden Leaf, she said. As she noticed his head bang. Yep, said Naruto. Seriously? For real? So, can I come with you? She said. Yeah, said Naruto. Not seeing the big problem after all. She was a Uzumaki. And it's not like he was gonna leave her here. As she smiled at that. By the way, the name is Naruto Uzumaki. Pleased to meet you. By any chance, are you a Jinchuriki? Yep, said Naruto. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki, to be exact. It's how I managed to connect to the Hanabi Jinchuriki. She needed some loving, said Naruto. What? Said Karin. I'm kind of in a harem, said Naruto. Because the Uzumaki clan needs to be revived and all. As she had this look in her eyes. We can get to all of that in Hidden Leaf, he told her. I hope so, she said. As Naruto got up and picking her up in the process. He's strong, she thought to herself. When the two Uzumaki got back, Sasuke stepped behind Sakura. As Karin was holding on to Naruto's arm. Yeah, she's with me. As Sasuke gave Naruto a thumbs up. So what did you guys do while I was gone, said Naruto. As Sasuke saw Sakura move forward as she made her way towards Naruto. As she motioned for him to come down a bit. Why is Sasuke so different? She whispered. Well, Orochimaru's kind of freaky and creepy, and for some odd reason attracted to younger bodies. All of this served to make Sasuke's sexuality more active. As in, he doesn't act like a goddamn rock anymore when you talk to him, said Naruto. Wait, so does this mean I have to share him now, she asks. As Naruto shrugged. What he does is what he does. Technically, he's gonna be eligible for the clan restoration bullshit like me. So get used to it, said Naruto. She grunted as she moved back towards Sasuke as she clinged to his arm. As both girls had little sparkly actions around them as they held on to their boys. Sai was very confused about this. Alright, let's go, said Naruto as they all linked hands. As they were gone in a bright flash. Time skip. As Kabuto was outside the base as he frowned to himself. Well, Lord Orochimaru is gone. It is time for a new leader, he said. As he was gonna be focusing on some DNA splicing right now. As he would have his revenge for his master at least. Time skip. Naruto, a blonde boy, was being attacked. As there was an entity of pure darkness that was wrapping around him. He smashed it with his hand but it reformed. Darkness cannot be destroyed by mere physical means. He jumped away as he created a blue spiraling ball as he slammed it into the thing. But once again it reformed as hundreds of dark tentacles shot from the earth, trying to rip him apart. As they all came swamping down on him, he exploded out of it with a golden sword as he was dressed in armor. As he stabbed it in the demon as it was weakened. He drove it back, but the demon cannot be killed. It had to be sealed. It had to be sealed by her. As she would gladly risk her life to save the world from destruction. As she watched. As everything started to fall, her included, Shin jumped out of bed. As she looked around. As she was panting, cold sweat on her frame. That blonde teenager had done something that no one else was able to do. And the weapon that he had was strange as well. Elsewhere, a ninja named Yomi opened up his body in some gruesome way, allowing a demon to take hold of him. As the soldiers behind him start to bow their head, as the man was no different, black markings going across his face. The world would be destroyed and reborn as the Millennium Kingdom. Meanwhile, at the Hidden Leaf. You're kidding me, right? I am not kidding you, Naruto-kun, Hiruzen said. So let me get this straight. Animated stone soldiers are marching around the land of demons and they are destroying random villages. And do you have any idea why? We have a few ideas as Naruto turned. A folder slammed right into his face. Read that, brat, says Natty. As Naruto removed the folder from his face. So, apparently some demon has been awakened. And it's gonna consume the world. And the only way to defeat it is by using some priestess to take it down. Pretty much, yeah, said Natty. As Naruto looked towards the folder once again. And I'm guessing that the stone creatures are there to conquer the villages. Hey, Have you guys ever thought about moving across the sea, said Naruto. As Naruto looked towards Hiruzen, who merely shook his head. Fine. I'll go remove the threat. Actually, we're sending a team with you. As Naruto snapped his gaze towards Nelly. What? I move much faster on my own. I don't need a team. You tend to get a bit reckless on these missions, said Nelly. So we're sending a team to save your ass just in case. Really? Said Naruto. Yeah. We've already made the decision, she told him. And why don't I get a say? Because you're the ninja, she said to him. And you're supposed to listen to your superiors. As Naruto's eyes started to twitch. Come on, brat, it will be a way for you to experience the land of Demon Village. Have you ever been there before? Don't try to butter me up, said Naruto. Who the hell do you want to send with me? Don't tell me that it's Sasuke, Sakura. Oh dear god, please don't make it be Hinata. Actually, it's Kiba, Shion and Hinata. They're pretty fast and good trackers, so they can make you keep an eye on the priestess. As Naruto took a breath. What's gonna be happening, he said. You and Team 8 will escort the priestess and protect her till somewhere. As she will inform you guys when you get there. Very informative, said Naruto. So where's Team 8? At the gate. I told them separately, so get on going. You can't take anyone else with you, by the way, said Tsunade. Naruto cursed rather loudly before he vanished out of the office. As Naruto arrived at the gate, yo, he said. As Naruto yawned, let's get going, shall we? As the group moved out. Hey, what's that on your back, said Kiba. It's my Kahara, said Naruto, as he had a staff on his back. That doesn't really explain what it is, said Kiba. What else do you want me to say? It's a staff, used as a weapon or for prayer. I thought that it would fit the role, since we're escorting a priestess, as he always thought the thing looked cool. Seriously, what can someone with a stick mean praying? Priceless, he thought to himself. Our client might believe that you're mocking her, said Shino. Really? Said Naruto, somehow. I don't think a holy priestess, or whatever, would think that. Or are we escorting this so-called priestess anyway? The land of swamps, we're not too sure why, but it might be explained once we get there, said Kiba. Still wish I could have gone on my own, said Naruto. I move much faster than you guys. Oh yeah, said Kiba. We're a tracking team for a reason, you know that, right? You care to race the axe. As Naruto laughed, rather amused. Is that a challenge, he said. I mean, I can understand if you want to back down. You're probably not even half as fast as Hinata. As Naruto glanced towards her with a wink. As she blushed. It was better than ignoring her, plus he had this feeling that he would be disappointing her later on in the mission for some reason that he just could not tell right now. You're on, dope, said Kiba as he jumped off Orochimaru as he sped off. As Naruto chuckled to himself. He calls that speeding up. As Naruto's feet sank into the branch that he was on before it broke. As he shot off, Shino and Hinata looked towards each other before they speed up as well. Time skip. As the wall was burst open, as 4 ninjas came inside the priestess palace, as her one remaining guard stood in front of her. I didn't think that it would be this easy, the female member of the enemy group said, as she threw her chain knife towards the man, expecting a one easy shot kill. On the other hand, it was backed away by Naruto, who just materialized out of nowhere, as he had his staff in his hand that he used to bat it away. He smirked to himself at how cool he looked. As Naruto glanced as he saw the priestess and the one guard escaping through a hole in the wall. As he wondered if they saw his stance. He shrugged, at least she was safe. Get out, said Naruto as he swung his staff. A wall of wind shot from the tip and slammed into the floor, throwing him through the hole that they made. As Naruto looked down towards his staff. That didn't work the way I wanted to. I guess I still need some practice with these things, said Naruto, as he jumped through the wall, making his way. He found all of them, their robes were a bit dirty, as they were glaring at him hard. I guess he's not just some ninja from the looks of that jutsu that he did, one of the members said. Really? From looks of it, said Naruto. Nothing about getting hit by that blunt wall of wind. Don't worry, sister. We'll take care of him. Kusuna, go. This won't take very long. The guy with the pink hair known as Kusuna smirked before he jumped off. As Naruto watched him go, teammates should be able to take care of him if he got too close to the priestess. If they did not, well, he had his ways. The larger ninja slammed his hand together before slamming it on the earth. Pillars of earth formed around Naruto as they trapped him inside, leaving only one exit way. The female and male ninja flashed through hand sign wind and fire as the wind enhanced the flames as it rushed into the exit. As the entire thing blew up, as the fire and wind raged inside, toasting and tearing apart anything that might still be in there. The group smirked as he was done for. "You know," said Naruto as he came out of the ground, "if you're gonna reinforce someone in stone, you gotta reinforce the ground as well." As he sent chakra chains towards them as they fled. Naruto sighed as he felt Team 8 as they were moving towards the priestess, but that guy that went off earlier was a bit faster. Why wasn't Neji here? If Neji was here, he could have been able to stop that idiot. As Naruto blurred away, Toru, the priestess bodyguard, fell over as Naruto appeared in front of him. Shin did not fare much better as she screeched loudly. As Naruto held out his hands, Team 8 then finally arrived. The guy that was coming after the priestess realized he was outmanned and outgunned, so he fled. As he returned back to the room, as she decided to explain. So Moryu was an ancient demon that threatened the world a long time ago, and his spirit was sealed away, but now it has been resurrected. And in order to stop him, we need to move towards the land of swamps, where his body is sealed away, and stop him, said Naruto. Yes, Lady Shin must be escorted because I fear those hooligans will attack once again. I will bring together a band of soldiers for additional support, said Toru. No. You will not accompany me, Toru, said Shin. But Lady Shin, said Toru in shock. As she ignored the man as she turned towards Team 8, before her eyes fell on Naruto. She looked him over as she walked behind him and tapped his staff. She then walked back in front of him. You're going to die, she said. Toru was not surprised. Hinata and Kiba gasped. Shino merely stood there in a stoic manner, like he usually did. As Naruto burst out laughing, she narrowed her eyes. You're kidding me, right? Oh no, I'm going to die. So tragic, said Naruto, as he shook his head, as he was really amazed by her choice of words. Yeah, I kinda realized a long time ago that I would not live forever. It's not like I'm immortal, said Naruto. But thank you for stating obvious. I had a vision that you would die. You're going to die by piercing in the end. Piercing? What's gonna pierce me? A spear, a lance, a stick maybe. I can take care of myself, you know. Shin huffed as she walked away. Toru bowed to Naruto as he offered an apology to him. I'm sorry for her behavior, but she has a special ability passed down by all priestesses from the land of demons. She has premonitions about the future, and they're always correct. Always? Hinata said, as Toru nodded. 100% correct, he said. As everyone went quiet, until Naruto spoke. That's so much bullshit, he said. If I know the future, then I can change it. There is no future set in stone. He's got a point, said Kiba, as Akamaru barked in agreement. Toru shook his head. Even those who try to change their future end up dying. If you stay close to Lady Shin, it's a certainty. Even though she might not wish it, it's what will happen. Said Naruto. Alright, let's get going. I'll carry the priestess. What about your staff? Shin asked, as Naruto pulled it off and sailed away in his right hand. As Shin huffed as she got onto his back, as she wrapped her arms around him. Despite what Shin said, Toru followed them. Time skip. Somewhere near the land of swamp. It was dark out. The group decided to rest until morning, as Naruto did not really need to sleep, but Shin made a ruckus about it. Hinata had told the girl that some people had nothing in their life, and she needed to be satisfied with what she had, especially after Shin refused to eat the cold food that Toru offered her. Naruto figured Hinata's attitude was this way because of him carrying Shin the entire time, as Naruto and her had made small talk, but she was really passive about the life of her followers, like they didn't matter at all. As Naruto was now looking down the small cliff, as Toru came sitting down beside him. Please forgive Lady Shin for her attitude, he said. There's nothing to forgive, said Naruto. You said if you stay close to her, she ended up having a vision about your death. Obviously, people wouldn't want to be beside her because they wouldn't want to know when or where they would die. You and your team don't care? Toru asks. My team might, but they haven't had a premonition about her yet. I'm not afraid of death, and I highly doubt whatever we face has the ability to face me, said Naruto. As Toru raised the eyebrow at that, you have such confidence even in the face of death. Do you think you'll be able to defeat Moryu and his henchman? Think? I know, said Naruto. You see, I have a bit more power than people realize. Time skip. The next morning, Shin again got onto Naruto's back, much to Hinata's displeasure as the group headed out, as Toru decided to go another route since they were traveling over water. As he got on back to the shore, Shin jumped off his back. "What is wrong with you ninjas? You travel way too fast," she said. "Can't I take a break?" Kiba rolled his eyes. Shino did nothing. Hinata made a grunting sound. "We're ninjas," said Naruto. "We're used to going fast." A roar could be heard as a water dragon shot towards them. Naruto sighed. He pulled out his staff and smashed it into pieces. He created 2 water dragons of his own and sent it down the river, as he heard the enemy ninjas fleeing once again. So they were doing guerrilla attacks, hitting and running. As Naruto picked Shin back up, as the group decided to move on. As he arrived to the top, Rocky outplaced, as the enemy ninjas flashed in front of them. As Naruto sighed, "These guys are really annoying. Hinata and I will take Shin with us while Kiba and Akamaru and Shino take care of these jokes," said Naruto, as he turned and moved off without waiting for anyone to say anything, as Hinata went after him, as Naruto didn't have time to play with those idiots. Hinata used her Byakugan to search. As she saw no one, she gave Naruto a nod, as they landed on the ground, allowing Shin to stretch her muscles as her bell rang once more. "Are you alright, Shin?" said Naruto, as she looked around nervously. "We might get attacked," she said, as she looked around fearfully. Much to Hinata's ire and Shin's surprise, Naruto arrived behind her and placed a hand around her waist. "You shouldn't be so jumpy," he said. "I would say I would protect you and don't worry, and that it would be a promise of a lifetime, but that sounds too cliche," he said. Shin blushed, but she let herself be hugged. He was warm, and his body felt nice. It made her feel safe, plus he was strangely powerful than anyone she's ever seen before. "Thank you, Naruto," she said quietly, as Naruto looked down towards her. "You're welcome, Lady Shin," he said. Hinata snapped her gaze as Naruto turned to see an enemy crash-landed, his spiky hair and wild eyes looking at them. As Naruto picked Shin up, as he looked towards Hinata, as Hinata dropped in her stance and told him to go. As Naruto moved off with Shin, "I will defeat you. I won't let you get past me," said Hinata. Time skip. Naruto sighed deeply. "It hurts, doesn't it?" he said. Although he was looking straight ahead, he was speaking to Shin. "I've had this happen to me many times. I can only imagine how many times that's happened to you," said Naruto. Shin nodded dumbly as she looked down to her former aide, Toru. She was crying. As the dam finally broke, no one wanted to see the deaths of her people over and over again. It was also why she was so bratty at some times, as it would be disrespectful to the ones that died for her to show emotions. But Naruto told her that it was okay. Showing emotions were a way of respect. It shows how much your sacrifice has changed you and affected you. As Naruto went through hand sign, ice release. "Resilient tomb," he said. Water seeped from the ground and solidified around Toru's body, making an icy coffin. This ice will not melt even under the harshest heat. Hopefully it grants him the rest that he deserves. Time skip. Land of Swamp. Shrine of Moryu. As Shin stopped Naruto. "Please, don't die on me," she said. "I won't die," said Naruto. He couldn't. He had too much thing that he had to do. He needed to rebuild the Uzumaki clan, for example. That would be fun. As Naruto looked down towards her, "Don't worry, I won't die," he said. As soon as he said that, the hundreds of stone warriors started to come into view, as they all focused on Shin as he started to march towards her. As Naruto raised the eyebrow, very, very slow. They were made from stone. They were evil, but they were made from rocks. Stupid, dumb rocks. "You know, this would be a lot more interesting if they weren't just a bunch of rocks," said Naruto. As that made Shin giggle. When Naruto put things in perspective, it didn't seem that much scary. "Still, this might take some time," said Naruto. As Naruto pulled his staff out as he flipped it in his hand and pointed toward the slow, approaching army. Shin looked towards him as she was hesitant to move, but Naruto gave her a smile and a nod. She nodded as she moved towards the shrine. As Naruto held his hand out, storm release. "Zip zop bibbidi bop," said Naruto. Shin heard the name as she laughed, running straight into the temple as Kurama burst out laughing. A second after he finished saying his name, he threw the staff in the air. The staff exploded with lightning, ripping through the enemy forces. While Shin got into an epic struggle of her own, Naruto was having a blast literally, as he started to decimate the statues. As Naruto created half a dozen clones, before he made his way off into the shrine. When Kakashi appeared, he saw 6 Narutos all gambling in the center of massive stone piles. As everyone came there, they blinked in confusion. Before Kakashi asked, "Is the real one there?" he said. "Nah, boss went inside to help Shin." "He did," said Hinata. Her stutter was gone. "We don't know what's going on, but..." The clone jumped to his feet as he snapped his gaze towards the shrine, confusing the others. A massive amount of chakra washed over the air as the clones dispel. As everyone stepped back, "What the hell is going on in there?" says Shino. Everyone snapped their gaze towards in surprise. "Watch Shino. I can be surprised too, you know." Meanwhile, inside the shrine, when Naruto finally made his way down the hall, he felt it. A negative feeling. It was icky and negative, as it felt overwhelming, but he kept his mind focused and kept on moving. When he reached the bottom, his eyes widened. What the hell? How is this a suitable place for a shrine? There was goddamn lava flowing freely here. He saw Shin a short distance away, as she was lying on the altar. She was breathing heavily and she looked scared. The feeling in the air was intensifying, meaning she hadn't seen him away yet. The ground exploded as several dark heads exploded out of it. As Naruto looked up at the dark heads, tails, whatever they were, they didn't have that much chakra compared to the tail beasts, but their power gave off that same darkness. It roared as Naruto shouted, "Stupid demon, you have no reason to exist here." As Naruto entered Sage Mode, 2 massive Rasen shuriken appeared in his hand as he threw them towards the demon. It tried to avoid it, but the shurikens exploded as the wind sliced up its body. As Naruto leaped as he landed on one of the tails, as he gripped on tightly, Naruto's Shin cried out as she saw what she was seeing in her premonition. No, he couldn't die. He was too strong for that. He wouldn't die, she said to herself. The entity of darkness thrashed around as he tried to destroy Naruto. As Naruto flipped over the thing as a Rasen shuriken formed in his hand as he dropped it in it, it shredded it to pieces. As the thing was reforming and started to lash out to attack him once again. As Shin looked towards Naruto, no matter what everyone threw at him, no matter what anyone says, he doesn't believe in it. His fate, his destiny. He always gave her the same answer, no matter what she told him about his death. He was so nonchalant about everything, saying that he would not die. As his words, his whole personality, everything about him gave her the strength as the ground started to crack. As she could be the one to destroy it. She could take Morio with her, but in the process she would die. As she started to fall as a demon, darkness started to consume her entire body. It was then that Shin saw something. Even though her eyes were closed, it was so bright. It was so bright and golden. As she heard him call out her name, the darkness was blown away. Clad in his golden armor and his staff in his hand, his body was bright, a golden glow around him. She saw Naruto diving towards her, the darkness screaming pain at the energy that Naruto was radiating, unable to take it. As Naruto reached and grabbed her around the waist, sacrificing yourself is great and all, but there's a better way of doing that than becoming a martyr, said Naruto. As Shin looked at him, it wasn't an armor, but a cloak, and his eyes were slitted, and his whisker marks looked like black bars on his cheek. What is this?" she asked. "This is my tail beast mode," said Naruto, as Naruto's tails propelled him out of the hole. "I think we're gonna need that bell that caused you to hallucinate," said Naruto. She took the bell from her shirt and handed it to Naruto. One of Naruto's tails reached up as he took the bell and placed on his staff. The staff started to glow with purple energy mixed with Naruto golden. "Hell yeah," said Naruto as he stood in mid-air. As he reached all the way up to the top of the shrine, using his tail to propel him the entire time. The staff was now imbued with the energy of the bell and his chakra as well. As the ceiling cracked as Naruto rocketed off it, his hands holding onto the staff as Shin reached out and touched his hand as they pointed forward. As they came down like a missile, the volcano erupted as the explosion spread. A massive fluctuation of chakra and power as Morio died. Naruto had no idea how the beast died, but it did. After all, it was supposed to be a demon that was basically immortal and it had to be sealed away. But I guess he was just that awesome. As Naruto found himself outside with Shin a distance away. What the hell? He did not flash them away. How the hell did he come out here? It's best not to question things that don't make sense. People end up getting angry, and the writers end up getting annoyed, said Kurama. What, said Naruto? Nothing. As Shin spoke, snapping from Kurama. We did it, she said. Yeah, said Naruto. Of course we did. We're amazing, remember? There were some footsteps as they turned. As Naruto saw Kakashi, Hinata, Kiba, Akamaru, Shino, Sasuke, and Sakura standing there. As they didn't know where Sakura or Sasuke came from. Perhaps they were with Kakashi, but he wasn't really paying attention. As Shin smiled towards Naruto, well, my destiny is over for now. Or is it, she said. There might be another Morio or two, since it feeds on negative emotions. The priestess has to pass on her special powers. Would you mind helping me in that regard? She asked. Everyone drew a drop, except for Naruto. Hinata made a small squeak. Kakashi giggled, as Sasuke made a wolf whistle. He also gave Naruto a thumbs up as Sakura smacked him over the head. Whatever you want, Shin, I'll be there, said Naruto. He had Kunoichi's made a pass at him before, but this was a bit different, so he decided to act a bit more mature. As Shin blushed, Hinata fainted, as Kiba groaned in annoyance, always getting the girls. As Kakashi simply giggled a bit louder, as Naruto got up along with Shin. You should all head back to the leaf, said Naruto. I'll be returning in a few days, he said. Just so you know. Despite already being unconscious, Hinata seemed to somehow faint a second time, as Naruto made his way off with Shin. Time skip. Did you actually do it? As Naruto's forehead hit the table, several times to be exact, as he was sitting at a table with Kurama, and Kiba. As he was trying to figure out why was he having this conversation. For God's sakes, I didn't do it. I don't know where these rumors are coming from. False rumors always pissed him off. As Kiba turned to Kurama. What about you, strange redhead, who I'm sure I've never met? No, it didn't happen. I don't get why people think that he keeps on doing that, said Kurama. After finishing off the demon, Hinata said that both of you seal a deal, and not to mention with that Amara girl, with the flying castle and all that, said Kiba. Oh yeah, I took care of that guy, said Naruto. He was using Amara, when he was really the evil one attacking the villages with his Sky Nation. And yet you blew it up, said Kiba, almost crushing several ninjas in the process. We had to save Shino and Hinata. You mean I had to save them from near death? Enough about that, said Kiba. Did you do it? As Naruto gave snapped towards him, no. Why do people keep on saying that? For the last time, no. I only do that if the girl wants to do that. Yes, it's a shocker, but not every Kunoichi I meet wants to immediately jump me, he said. People say otherwise. They're just rumors, said Naruto. It's true, said Kurama. Some girls just want to talk and hang out with him. So don't believe all that you heard. Got any tips for me, said Kiba. No, said Naruto. Damn it. Hey! As the group turned to see a young Hyuga. Huh? As she looked towards Naruto, she held herself up with grace and pride, like all Hyugas. She looked like Hinata, but then again, all Hyugas looked like Hinata. They were all pale, and they had white eyes. You're Naruto Uzumaki, are you not? The girl asked. No, I'm Minato the Mikaze, said Naruto. He grinned at her expression. It was obvious that she was not amused by his little joke. You're Hinata's sister, aren't you? Kiba said, as she scrunched her face up. I am Hanabi Hyuga, heiress of the Hyuga clan, and yes, I'm Hinata's sister, she said. Naruto glanced at Grandma and emote. What the hell is going on? She shrugged, as she wasn't sure either. Hinata had a sister. Since when did she have a sister? Excuse me for a moment, Hanabi, as both Naruto and Grandma vanish. Hanabi's eyes snapped. How dare he run out on me, she said. Elsewhere. What the hell? Hinata didn't have a younger sibling in our time, said Naruto. Her mother must have died later on in this timeline, said Grandma. So this time she survived long enough to give birth to Hanabi, and then she died, said Naruto. That must have been what happened. Let's head back, said Naruto's Grandma, reseal herself in Naruto, as he vanished. His sudden reappearance caused him to jump. How dare you run out on me? I am yeah, said Naruto. I heard it all before. You're all self-important on blah blah blah. She puffed her cheeks out. Are you? Naruto Uzumaki, she asked once again, stomping her foot impatiently. Why doesn't anyone ever notice my disappearances? Said Grandma. I mean, I was just there. As Naruto tuned her out and focused on the girl. Yes, I am. Tell me, why are you asking? She walked around him, as she seemed to be studying him, much to Kiba's amusement, before she stopped right in front of him. I'm not impressed, she said. Normally, she will simply state that her sister was infatuated with him, but she would respect her sister's wishes. Thanks, said Naruto. I am glad to hear your amazing opinion about me. Too bad I don't give a right ass about it. Kiba leaned over to Naruto. Maybe you shouldn't piss off Hinata's sister. I mean, she is from Hyuga clan, he said. Look, Firecracker, said Naruto as he turned towards the girl. I don't really care much about you. After all, you don't really mean anything to me. So what did you want? Did you just come here to evaluate my status as a suitor for your sister, Naruto asked. She backed away from him, surprised. Yes and no, she said. A suitor of my sister, though. Why do you think my father would allow you to do that, she asked. The well-known cliche of the hidden leaf was that Hyuga was the ass, but actually, he cared a lot for his daughters. There was no way that he would just allow some random person to walk up to his daughter and ask for their hands in marriage. Hell no. I don't know, said Naruto, I was just asking. So what do you want, by the way, he asked her. She shuffled, a bit in her spot, as she seemed hesitant to speak. Hey, how old are you, by the way, said Naruto, as Kiba glanced towards Naruto. Are you really that dense? She's 12, he said. Hanabi huffed. I'm nearly 15, mind you. You're older than I thought, said Naruto, as she got the courage to ask what she wanted to ask. Are you really spending time with Hooker, she asked. Kurama burst out laughing in Naruto's head. They didn't have to tell her that, as Naruto and Kiba fell over. But guys, be and subscribe right here if you want the next part to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also stay tuned for the rest of what is coming your way, but I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.